Attention on YouTube. Attention on YouTube. Public service announcement. Public service announcement. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So, it seems as though they want to muzzle Dubs. Truth is not allowed. So, over the last few months, Gunner and I have been grinding, man, putting out our videos, putting out content every day for you guys, man. We have some of the most diehard subscribers and supporters of the channel. Thank you guys very much. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and thank those that donated either through Cash App or Super Chats on the live yesterday. Benzo 209, Lucas Jackson 03 Security, The Big Pete, David Rangel, and Antonopolis. Vance Antonopolis. Thank you guys, man. So, I'm going to go ahead and address this fuckery that's been going on lately. I am going to be unapologetic, as always. If I make a mistake, I have no qualms with apologizing, trying to make things right. But when I don't have to, I'm not going to. Fuck the feelings. Those are yours, not mine. Okay. So lately, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter if someone else is on the screen with me and they say something. It's Dubs' fault. Dubs is going to be labeled as a hate monger, and a whole bunch of other stuff, And people have this victim mentality, and they love wallowing in that shit. I don't. I hold myself accountable for what I say, what I do, how I act with people, interact with people. And so we'll just go with the other day. I did an interview with Hector, the Prison Guard channel, right? And he had made a statement, and I saw it on other channels, 2 channels. I saw 2 channels do something on it. I didn't see what he said, but I saw what they had to say. I saw a couple minutes of it where he said that all the paisas are chomos, right? So instead of me doing one of the dudes clipped it, right? And the other dude has a tendency to just go off of what a Mexican says in order to paint Mexicans a certain way. I'm starting to notice that about him, right? And I said, rather than doing that, why don't I just have him on and I'm going to ask him and I said it on the interview with him, that I don't agree with a statement that says that, right? Anyone that says that, I don't agree with it. And what did Hector do? Hector came on the channel and Hector said that he was referring to the paisas that are on S&Y yards. Well, damn, that makes sense, right? That isn't hard to believe, right? But no, people hear what he had to say, that he was talking about sex offenders on the S&Y yard, someone who has access to their C-files, right? Speaking on sex offenders in the S&Y yard, but that's not good enough because, see, people want to look at him and say, nah, he was a cop. Fuck that dude. And not only that, they see content. And they really do a disservice to their platforms when they run with a narrative like that. And my platform, I give a man an opportunity to speak. And then they go back and they see what these other dudes are doing and pushing. And rather than them retracting or saying, well, you know what, let me do a clarification part 2 and speak on what he has to say and whether or not they believe him, no. They double down, and now my interview style was wrong. I let him off the hook and all that. And to that, I say, get your own interview. Let me see you do an interview that's going to be successful. Let me see your excellent interview skills. Let me see something ethical rather than just sensational. I try to move with some ethics. Like, okay, let me let this dude on. Let me let him speak. And it made sense to me. Like, oh, okay, he's talking about that. Okay. Then I had said, oh, I don't want to mention any ethnicities, any factions. And Hector said something along the lines, well, I'm going to ruffle some feathers and I'm going to say it. And he said a certain group. And so I went to clarify that, and it's common knowledge. Listen, when I was doing my thing, if I had to talk to the blacks about an issue, guess what? I could talk to one blood. I could talk to one Kumi. I had to talk to 5 or 6 different Crips. Okay? So I had to talk to 6, 7, 8 different people in order to make sure that the black and the brown, the Southerners and the blacks are on the same page on something. So that comes from they are completely fractured. They are not organized in a way that raza and whites are. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. That's for them to decide. They've been fine with it for all this time, but that's a lot of damn people to have to talk to. And so the reason why I mentioned the groups that I mentioned to Hector is because I was trying to let him know if a dude is from a certain group of blacks, only his group can do something. And he could be a Crip, and there's different factions of Crips. They don't all, it'll cause a big old thing if they get involved. But then I was wrong in that too. I was wrong, even though I didn't mention the group. And then I was wrong in trying to clarify that there's a lot of politics behind those groups, right? Sure. Dubs is wrong. Everything that I say is hate mongering, is racist and all that, right? And then it's okay for Big U. Oh, look. Before I even get into that. So Ryan Garcia said some foul ass shit. And people were like, oh, Dubs ain't going to speak on it. I had already spoke on it. As soon as he did it, I made a video and said he's wrong. That was wrong. His statements were wrong, right? Gunner did the same thing. I believe there was a few Raza podcast content creators that said what Ryan Garcia did and what he said was wrong, okay? But then Big U comes out with whack, and they do this interview, and Big U says he knocked out 32 armed Southerners during a riot. And that's okay. That's believable. Then I see Spiderloak insinuate, and I hear other blacks say that it takes 15 Mexicans in order to beat up one black dude. And that's okay. Just like completely throw out all reality. I mean, we can look at UFC and boxing and see there's one-on-one. Some raza win, some raza lose. We can go to the California Youth Authority, where I was at for years. Myself and other raza got down with blacks. Head up, no weapons, nobody jumping in. You win some, you lose some. It wasn't 15 dudes jumping on somebody. But see, dudes are on YouTube and they know the fucking truth and they keep their mouth shut. And again, I'm not going to fucking apologize for being respectful, attempting to be respectful, and your feelings got hurt in that process even. I am not somebody who lives in victimhood. When I heard the Big U thing, I fucking laughed at that. And anyone that's been in a war with Southerners knows. Ain't nobody knocking out. You ain't knocking out 32 Southerners. Not 32 blacks ain't getting knocked out. 32 whites, 32 other. Nobody is doing that. Period. There's so much stuff that gets put out there about Mexicans. And you don't hear Mexicans getting in the comment talking about acts of violence they want to do and this and that. I see in these other comments and in these other channels that supposedly we're cool too. And in their comment section, they got people talking about that they're going to do this to me and they're going to do that to me. And I'm like, well, am I going to stand there and take that? It's a trip, man. People can see something on social media and get so, and instead of just skipping it, like this Vato's a clown, eh? And skip it like I do, they get invested. And then they come and they troll, and it's like, damn, Holmes, like, what cloth are you cut from? If that is your estilo, if that's your get down, what the fuck cloth are you cut from? You see something you don't like, you move on, especially on social media. You know how much shit I just block? I just look at it, hit the 3 little buttons, not interested. There's time, like with the Big U thing, I clarified that. People were quick to be like, oh, he did that in Pelican Bay. Big U was never in Pelican Bay. And you look at the riot in Pelican Bay, and there was a brother that was a big dude that was running around doing his thing. And right away, they're like, oh, that's Big U. It wasn't Big U. He was never there. If one dude knocked out 32 armed motherfuckers in a riot, that would go down in history. That would be talked about to this day. So I'm saying right now, and I'm asking, and it's not gonna happen. When a content creator hears some bullshit that you know is based on complete gibberish, call it. Call it. Even on your own people. You know, I've had fun roasting Wes Watson for about a year. And it's because he makes up complete lies. And based on those lies, he has taken thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars from people that I believe are weak-minded. They are unable to decipher fact from fiction. And I think that's pretty chicken shit, man. You know, and to each their own. You know, if they want to be played, then they're going to get played over there. Right? But at least I call it. And like I said, I called bullshit when Ryan Garcia said that foul shit. But I don't see nobody saying nothing, calling no bullshit when Mexicans get bad-mouthed. You know, when BG Knockout says that Southerners are allowed to snitch, that right there, anybody that's been in the joint knows that's a fucking lie. Because you know Southerners will kill Southerners for nothing. For nothing. But that's going to be okay. So I don't want to hear about none of this. You know, Dubs shouldn't talk about this. Dubs shouldn't talk about that. Nah, you shouldn't listen to my content if you don't like it. I show so much love to every other community. I'm inclusive. I'm all inclusive. My platform is all inclusive. If I see hate speech in my comment section, I delete it. I don't always do it like immediately because I don't see it immediately. But when I see it, if I scroll through and I see it, it's gone. If I see people in my comments talking about wanting to go and do something to another content creator, which I've never seen, I would delete that. But that's just me. So, this video is going to rile some people up. I don't give a fuck. It's going to rile up the people that already hate me, whose mind's already made up. You know, it's always the racists themselves. I've been saying, Holmes, that word is used so often that it's pretty much lost its meaning now. Before, if somebody says somebody did some racist shit, people were interested, like, damn, what was that about? Now it's used so fucking much, and when you look at the content or the context, you're like, the fuck are these vatos crying about? Fucking crybaby ass. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they destroyed the word. And again, you're going to see people make videos. And they're going to make videos about this. For one, it's financially smart for them to put my face, my thumbnail in their thumbnail, my face in their thumbnail, my name in their title. But while people may go and look at that, they're going to be like, well, what other content you got? And they're gonna base whether they stay or not off of your regular content, the foundation that you created. Good luck, man. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love, man. I'm out of here.